All right, enough club. Let's move on to Barcelona. They lose at home, 5-3 to Villarreal. The game, so much happened in this game, but let's move beyond this because it was overshadowed by what happened afterwards. Xavi announcing in the press conference that he was going to leave the club at the end of the season in June, regardless of what happens. And he hadn't even told the players yet. He had apparently told the club, I think a couple days before. Jules, this is a completely different scenario from your club.
For sure, we talked about the pressure that he was under. The fact that he's already said a few weeks ago that if they didn't win any trophies at the end of the season, that he would resign himself and leave and go, which we explained in the last show when we had a big segment on them, that it was a bit strange, that it's really rare for a manager to say that. At the time, they had lost in the Copa del Rey, but in the league... At the
time, I'd suggested that maybe he said this to kind of get a signal from the club. Have Laporta come out and say something like, oh, no, it doesn't matter if we win or not. Obviously, we want to win. We're looking for progress, blah, blah, blah. We have faith in Xavi. Instead, we got him something like, worse. We got, unlike in the past... If we don't win, there will be consequences.
That's
really helpful, Johan.
Exactly. And I think the key here is how isolated Xavi felt, the lack of support that he felt received on top of not just the club, I think getting him to dry, leaving him to dry.
Hanging him out to dry.
Hanging him to dry. I think the pressure from the media, and we know in Spain and especially in Madrid and Barcelona, that if there's an agenda against you, very often set by the club and the president and all of that, who leak stuff and talk a lot behind your back, it could be very difficult. And I thought, okay, Klopp is a side news, and the way he delivered that video. The Xavi press conference was painful to watch, painful to listen to. You had so much empathy for him and so much pity in a way, because it really felt like I'm here on my own. All the pressure coming. I don't know what to do. And he's a young manager. Of course he's young, especially in the big 5 leagues in Europe. But I just would not wish that on anybody else.
Yeah, look, I'm sure we're going to have people watching this and saying like, oh, but look at his results. He's rubbish. You got to go, blah, blah, blah. Bring in XYZ. Okay, so first of all...
He won the league 6 months ago.
No, he did win the league 6 months ago. But I think more than that, XYZ is going to cost you an arm and a leg, right? If he's going to be better than Xavi. Right now, Barcelona don't have that. Right now, we still have Laporta mortgaging the future with his stupid levers and all the financial controls that are there. So think about that before you talk about bringing in God knows who to go and manage your club. And Klopp was linked to Barcelona. Yeah, that's exactly what he needs if he wants to chill out, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, last season... And this is very obvious. I don't know if they use analytics. This is very basic analytics, right? Last season, at this stage of the season, they had conceded 7 goals, and they had an XG of around 17.5. The XG this year is around 22, and they've conceded 29 goals. Now, obviously, they got worse this year. We can talk about Ter Stegen and Gavi not being
XG against, you meant, yeah?
Sorry? XG against, yeah. But the obvious thing is, they were not good defensively last year, too. They didn't give up goals for different reasons, for variance, for Ter Stegen, whatever. Did they go and address this in the summer? No. I'm sorry. Sorry. They brought in Inigo Martinez, yes. Okay.
And your friend Joao Cancelo, who, as we saw in the Villarreal game.
Yeah, the defensive machine, Joao Cancelo. Yeah. And I look at this from Xavi's perspective. When he joined the club, I think Roberto was already gone or was going, right?
Yeah.
But Matteo Alemany was there.
His guy.
He leaves. Yeah. Replaced by who? By Deco, an agent, right?
His guy.
Jordi Cruyff, gone.
His guy.
All of a sudden, you're wondering, wait, is there anybody upstairs other than, Deco, who brings in Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo? Purely coincidence.
Yeah.
You put these things together, and you really are isolated out there, right? It didn't take a genius to figure out that Lewandowski was going to slow down as he gets older because the man is not a robot.
Yeah.
It didn't take a genius to figure these things out, that you could go with youth, but maybe you should put your resources there rather than flights of fancy with Gundogan at his age, a big free agent contract. And every time, Barcelona have not played well, and maybe that's on Xavi.
Yeah,
but over the last 2 games, actually, they played
decent
better.
performances, yeah.
You know, the Bilbao game,
Yeah.
that wasn't a bad game. I know
Yeah.
they obviously lost and whatever.
The Betis game, the Betis performance.
Betis, they
was
won,
good.
right? And it feels to me like there's more to the story. It feels to me like there's stuff here that we don't know about